In this video, I want to give you one off-poker example to show how the thought process can work not only in a poker spot, but in pretty much any game there is. So I chose rock, paper, scissors, one of the most popular games there are on the world, and having the beauty of it that it is such an easy game. Let's start with the first of my three questions. What would be right? What is game theoretically optimal to play like in rock, paper, scissors? Think about it 2 seconds, or pause the video here. I'll just present you the answer. And the right answer is just, well, we need to randomize all of our decisions and should take rock, paper, scissors, all of them, each 33.3%. And we need to randomize our patterns as well to not follow a certain system there. In that way, we are unbeatable. Well, we're not making EV anyways, but that's a different topic. All right, so now we know our baseline. What would be right? Getting to the second question, what is villain doing wrong? So for now, we need a villain that we can talk about. Let's just pick someone we meet in the USA on the streets. Let's call him Taylor. Right? Taylor is strong, Taylor is tall, Taylor is white, Taylor is American. This is the knowledge we're having. And now we have to come up with an idea what villain is doing wrong. I hope you see how that can work in poker as well, seeing someone on the live table, having a nation read that is shown online, having something else, right? So small information can lead to a certain read. And again, think about it, or pause the video here for a couple of seconds and I'll tell you my reads on Taylor. Actually, I've read some university studies regarding that issue of rock, paper, scissors. What are population tendencies? And it's pretty clear maybe to everyone who is a Simpsons fan even, right? Maybe put that in on YouTube, Simpson, rock, paper, scissors, Bart Simpson, rock. Have fun with that. I like it a lot. And yeah, it's common knowledge that especially male people tend to take rock more often than anything else. That is even more true when we are looking at Europe and Northern America. Population tendencies with rock, paper, scissors are actually a little different in Asia, where paper seems to be the most common thing to choose. But I don't want to go down for the reasons behind that, whether it's cultural or whatever. This is just our read. So we now know what villain is doing wrong, or is likely to be doing wrong, right? We have our reads on him, and we have the population tendency. So I expect him to take rock too often. Now, coming to the third question. What is the right exploit? Again, think about it for a couple of seconds or pause the video here to take more time. It seems quite obvious, right? But it's not necessarily as it seems. Lots of you will say, of course, I take paper, I'm prepared, I know it, I create EV. Which is right, but I didn't give you the game setting, which is so important. And your answer is right, or the one that I just presented, if we play just one round. Next question would be, hey, what if we have to play RPS versus Taylor, but we will play 5 rounds or 9 rounds? What is our strategy? Think about it. Try maybe to write it down. Do you start with paper? Do you do something else? It's tough, even though we have that very clear read. The problem is that we risk that he can find out our exploit. If we take paper the first 3 times, is our read still worth something? So what we do in game theory is actually to start at the very end. Given that the read is still on, one thing we will do for sure is take paper in the last round. Right? One option could be to just randomize the first 8 rounds or first 4 rounds and then take paper in the last. right? Because villain cannot react. The game is over after that. Okay, so we need more parameters to really solve that, but this is just to showcase that often it's not that easy. And I can change the game setting to a third option, and I call that the endless game. Because as I just tried to describe, it's often helpful to start at the end. So the goal of the third game setting is to kill the end. And how I do that is just we play one round and then we'll play another round with a certain probability. Well, let's say 99% of the time we'll play another round. Well, we roll a dice, have a randomizer, whatever. There is an end, but we will never know when it is. Sometimes we play 1,000 rounds, sometimes just 2 rounds. So that is just gone. And then there needs to be something where, well, how do we exploit that now? The read we're having, we want to use it. Well, we're probably taking paper just a little more to counterfeit his rock picking, but not that much that he can really read something into it. And now there was lots of talking about rock, paper, scissors. But maybe go one step back and now think about poker again. What is the game setting with just one round? I would say if I'm on vacation somewhere and I go in the local casino there the last night, I know I will never see those people again. I guess that would make a lot of sense. If I have a clear read, I will go crazy the last hand. Maybe the second setting is something like I go on vacation somewhere for 2 weeks. I go there the first night and I can expect, or people tell me, hey, those are the usual suspects that play the game over and over there. So I expect to play 2 weeks with them maybe. So maybe it's a little different. I know I will exploit them to the maximum on the last day, but maybe not on the first. And the third one, the endless game, is probably what I've experienced the most throughout my cash game career. Playing something like Zoom 500. I could drop some names now that I expect to see every day. Well, every one of them will probably stop at some point, right? No one of them is likely to be a Zoom regular anymore when they are 80. But, well, it's just very, very likely that I see the same guy tomorrow again. Let's say he overfolds to 3-bet. I don't want him to see me 3-bet 7 deuce off there, because then it is obvious for him what I'm trying to do. But I want to exploit him at the same time. So all I want to say with that is sometimes it's kind of tough. So summarizing that again, I've just shown you an off-poker example that is somewhat very related to poker to guide you through my structure of thinking. And I hope that was kind of interesting anyways, and to see more of that and how we apply that in lots of poker spots. Therefore, you need to check out more of the videos in the training ground section where we'll talk about specific poker spots, and I will apply most of the concepts we are talking about in the upper section here.